everyone. I hope that you are doing well. I know that you haven't had a video from me in a while, and I apologize for that, but I have been working on a class for Big Picture classes. It is my 9th one, which is hard to believe. And I was actually thinking if you guys are interested, you could leave a comment and I could do kind of an overview of each of my classes. That might be fun for you to see, especially if you don't know what classes I've done at Big Picture classes, since I've done a variety of them over the years, like a love stories one, a summer album, and digital scrapbooking tips that you can use with your projects. So just let me know in the comments, that would be awesome. So today's video is all about Project Life 2024. And I know that I said that I was gonna do 8.5 by 11, and I was really excited to do it, but then I thought about it, you guys, and I'm in a busy season of life, and it just does not make sense to do an 8.5 by 11. So it makes me sad, but I have to realize that I just don't have the time. So I am gonna go with 6 by 8. I'm excited. I'm very excited because everything is already sized for me. I don't have to reformat anything, and it will save me time. And I don't necessarily have to stick to a weekly format or anything like that. I can just do what I want. I'm also taking a class from Ali Edwards by one of her former design team members, Jenny Ray, and it is hybrid all year round. And so I'm gonna use some of her ideas to help me document some of the months, and I will show you one of those in the process video. So I'm very excited with how that turned out. And then I'll of course do an opening page for my Project Life, and I'll just do kind of the first week, but I'm super excited to just dive into 6 by 8 and start documenting our year. And again, just make it easy for myself, because I think that that's important for anybody that creates or scrapbooks. You need to make it easy for yourself and not make it so complicated, especially if you're in a season of life where you can't do complicated. So 6 by 8 it is, and I am excited. So let's go to the process video. Okay, starting off with a large family photo. Similar to my December daily, I do not want to do fancy intro pages. You know how people do those when they have a 9 by 12 or even a 6 by 8. I could get a fancy configuration for a pocket page. No thanks, it's not for me. I don't know. I just want something very simple, to the point. Let's get this album started. So I grabbed a large family photo that we took in November. I have not scrapped any of them. Oh my goodness, you guys, December just got away from me, and I never even sent Christmas cards. So these these photos definitely need to be seen by the world, and they're going to be seen on here, YouTube, right? But now they're in the family album. So I bought a vellum pack from Ali Edwards, and I'm using the black striped one, and also some wood veneer pieces I found in my Color Cast Designs stash. I had a 2 and a 4, surprisingly, and so I put some double-sided adhesive tape on them, and then I'm just gonna plop them right on the page. Grabbed an Ali Edwards word phrase that says "remember this," that really coordinated well with not only the vellum but also the family photo, so it's neutral and it works. Flip it over, because I took the family photo and I matted it on a piece of scratch paper, because not only do I want it to be a little thicker, but I knew that on the back I was going to put some more photos, one for each of the kids and then my husband and I. There's a million awesome photos in this family photo shoot, but I had to just stick to my favorites. At some point I will probably do another layout. I had this green journaling card that worked really well for the colors, but it said something about New Year's Day at the end. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to go with this card that's from the Story Kit Start. I think that's the latest Story Kit that is out. So it says every single day is a fresh start. It is a full 3x4 card, but my photos are not. My photos are like 2.75 by 3.75. That's okay with me. I'm not going to trim the journaling card. I'm not going to worry about that. I just want to keep going on my project. So I made a little flip up so that way I can do some family introductions. I love doing those type of things for a title page, our age, and then kind of what our jobs are in a funny sense, but also in a literal sense. I took a January Ali Edwards piece that had like some polka dots on it, trimmed it, and added it to the top of the flip up because I thought I wasn't going to need a lot of space for the family jobs. Turns out I probably could have used a little bit more room. I feel bad that I ran out of room to do all the jobs for my daughter's section, but what can I do? So I used the start stamp and I stamped So Love Beginnings, then starting right now. And instead of stamping it a second time, I decided to use the flowers that are on the stamp set and stamped green to match our photos better, and then kind of a neutral color for the actual flowers. And then there's a center that is on the stamp set as well. So I just used that and just did it in black. And I think it came out really cool. It looks very unique, I would say. And I'm totally embracing flowers and like greenery in January, which is not something I typically do, but I'm loving it. And you'll definitely see more greenery when we get to the full page spread that's coming up in a little bit. So I started off, of course, with my husband because he's the oldest. And I just said things like he's the fixer of all things, loves football cards. And then I moved on to mine, and I probably wrote too much about myself. I put my age and I said loves working with kids. I'm a fan of dressing up. Who knew? But I really love the dress-up days at my work. I'm a professional juggler of all the balls and a documenter. So that's what I put for mine. And then my son, I put that he is currently conquering 9th grade. He's an athlete, our morning DJ. Like, he plays all our songs going to school. And you guys, it's on my list to make a scrapbook page about him being the morning DJ because it is the best. Like, even little sister has said, play some music. I want to hear what you have for today. And then my daughter has the last box, and I put 5th grade, thinker, karate master, and reader. And I could have put more. And like I said, I felt a little bad, but that's okay. I always need to add more journaling lines. If you've watched my videos, you know that I draw the journaling lines and then inevitably I have to add in a second set of journaling lines. I just always write way more than I think. So what can you do? I had this pretty photo of myself after getting my hair done and decided that since I'm obviously the main character of the story, as Ali Edwards likes to say, that I would do a page about me and what was going on with me and kind of how I am approaching January and this year. I loved this like who, what, when, where, why card, and I don't know if it's supposed to be vertical or horizontal. I have no idea, but I put it horizontal, and then I added 3 black label stickers plus another die cut that says a January memory I love so much, plus 2 word stickers, living in the moment and fresh start. So a good mix of different pieces to create a little cluster in the middle of this card. And I feel like you can still tell what this card says. So I love it. I love how this turned out. So for the first oval bubble, I guess that's what we'll call it, I put, I will be documenting our stories this year, telling all the stories from the everyday to the special moments and also the not so great. Ready or not, 2024 is here. Let's do it. So that's what I wrote, right? Because the year's here. We just have to go for it and do the best we can, right? So in the little square one, I wrote that I kicked off the year by getting my hair done and that I love being able to pamper myself. And then the top one, I put taking January slow has always kind of been my intention, enjoying the last week of break before we go back to our routine. It's definitely a busy season, but I've got this. And I just keep repeating that, you guys. Just keep repeating that. Just keep swimming. And I'm going to put this in the page protector for now. I'll probably take it out when I take photos, but I just wanted to have it contained because it can get lost in my scrapbook area. It's been known to do that. So this is kind of the main spread that I'm going to do to start off January. It's part of week 1, but I really wanted to keep these particular photos separate because I just loved them. And I also am taking Jenny's hybrid class, like I mentioned in the intro. And so I wanted to have an opportunity to talk about the start of January and what's going on. And I used my Hobonichi cousin as kind of a guide for what was going on. I mean, I know that was only a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to be able to look back and see and just kind of refresh my memory. So in Jenny's class, one of the lessons is learning how to do this gigantic flip up. So you have a 6x8 photo that you're going to put in a page protector, but on top of that is this amazing banner that you can flip up. Now, I had to watch the video no less than 10 times to actually understand this concept. But I mean, she explained it well and she had a great video, but it was just me. I could not figure it out. So I have this big piece that says, no better time to start, I think. And then behind it, I have details and ready, set, go. And I pulled off of the colors from not only the start kit, but also that really bright red aloe vera that I had blooming. I guess my plant is mature enough that she can bloom, and these are gorgeous red blooms and just in the middle of winter. It is fabulous and I love it. So what you have to do is you have to take some washi strips and you have to adhere them to the top of the photo, and that way it'll create that really nice fold. And that was just a concept that I was not understanding. When I was trying to sandwich my washi tape together, the adhesive was not sticking, obviously, but somehow by some magic something, I figured it out and I used really wide washi tape, which really helped. And again, just put the washi right at the edge of where the photo is, and also right at the edge of the photo on the front side. That way, really no washi tape is sticking to the photo. That was the part that I was kind of missing, I guess you could say. So once I figured that out, I will be able to really get going with this page. And I did have to waste a lot of washi tape, but like I said, I finally found this wide one that I can go ahead and use. And I just adjusted it so that way, like I said, it's off the top. And I just love clouds, and I loved the idea of using a photo that had a lot of negative space or not necessarily a person in the photo. I don't remember what Jenny's photo is of, but I know that it wasn't people. And if I remember right, she had animals or something. I don't know, something in the bottom corner that was kind of peekabooing out of the banner. And I loved that, but I didn't have a photo like that. So I had clouds, and I think that that works just as well. So now that I have the 2 washi strips sandwiched down, I can go ahead and kind of rub off the adhesive that I had put onto the photo because I do not want that adhesive there. And I have lost my adhesive rubber remover. I cannot figure out where in the world it went, but that's okay. So now I'm going to put down the back side of this banner, and I just need to add double-sided tape. So I flip it over, lift up the washi tape flap just a little bit, and then I can add in that double-sided tape, press it down, added more double-sided tape for the actual banner, and then press it all together, and I should have the flap working perfectly. Now, this banner shape is Jenny's design, and it was included in a download for the class. So it's not something that I made, but she provided it, which is amazing. The class is incredible, and I'm so inspired. And I'm like savoring the class almost as if it's like dessert, like little pieces at a time, because Jenny is just incredible. So I've got the double-sided tape down, and now I can put the main banner down, which is a digital stamp, No Better Time to Start, from the Start Story Kit that I changed to white, and then I lowered the opacity, I think, to 90%, because I always feel like that helps the white digital stamp blend into whatever color you're using. So if you're using yellow, it'll blend right into it as if it was stamped right on there. So I always prefer white. Now for this neutral brown card, I loved it, and I loved the idea of using the chipboard So Love Beginnings, but it was going to get lost. That little chipboard right in the middle of that brown card is going to get lost. And also that particular card really calls for some clustering, because it's a repeat card, and it's going to, you're not going to lose anything if you do a cluster, because you're still going to be able to tell what that card says. So for now, I am just going to work on the details page. And again, I just use digital stamps to do the details, and ready, set, go. I accidentally kind of repeated my journaling from the page about me by saying that I started off the year about halfway into our winter break, lots of sleeping in and late nights. And then I said, just like with every year, I'm determined to do my best and ease into the year. December was busy, and I put that in all capitals, and a slow start to the year is just what I want. And then we started off the first day of the year with a lovely winter walk together, and that's what that evening photo is. And I love doing those walks. We don't always get to do that, so it's nice when we do, because we can talk and hang out. I also talked about my beautiful blooming aloe vera, and I just love that it's blooming. It makes me so happy. I'm also learning about the Lazy Genius way through the podcast and also the audiobook. I'm enjoying extra family time to a point, right? But I didn't include that. I just said enjoying family time. And then working on laundry, as always. Which is so true, right? Laundry never ends. And I seem to be the only one participating in the laundry. So I need to get everybody on board with the laundry. That is so important. All right. I printed a bunch of digital pieces so that way I could add to my cluster. I didn't want to use the journaling card that has this yellow pattern, nor did I want to use the 6x8 paper that has the flowers on it. I didn't want to use the physical one, so I decided to use the digital ones. And then I also printed out one of the vellum banners starting this, so that way I could kind of anchor down my cluster and also have a really bold piece over on the left-hand side. And that way I really have the full color scheme going on the left-hand side, and it's not just the right-hand side. So I'm not going to put that green chipboard, just like I said, floating by itself with the brown in the background. So that yellow punched circle 2 inches is really going to help anchor it, let it still pop, and then I'll have some of the flower pieces to kind of supplement in there as well. And so I'll adhere down the chipboard, put down the yellow circle piece, and right below that I will have starting this. And then I have 2 different sizes of the flower punched paper. And then as I'm building this, I saw that there was some felt flowers in the start kit. So I'm going to go ahead and use 2 of those as well. But I really love how this cluster came together. It's fantastic. And like I mentioned earlier, when I stamped flowers on the family card, I never expected to be doing flowers and florals in January. That's not usually something that I would do, but I am just totally embracing fantastic color schemes for the start of the year, and I'm loving it. So I usually gravitate towards blues and grays and blacks, but man, I'm going all out with color, and I love it. So I've got my cluster, and you can see it's the different sized circles, lots of the florals, and I have one little space over to the left of the chipboard that I can add in a flower with double-sided adhesive tape. And then I did decide to add a half circle and a flower over to my banner. I could have just left it plain and that would have been fine, but it was too tempting to add in a little piece of the floral paper and also another felt flower. So I wanted to make sure both sides were balanced, and I love it. This page was so much fun to make, and it's so nice to be like creating kind of for myself again, and to not be making December daily pages. So I love it. Now I'm going to put it back in the page protector and then bring everything back into the album. I don't know if I mentioned this in the intro, but the album is just a cloth album. So here's the pages all together. I really hope you guys have enjoyed seeing them come together. They are so fun to make. Well, I had so much fun making these pages. I just love them. So this is a great start to the beginning of the year, and I'm excited to find more ways to document our stories in 6x8 format. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing the start to my Project Life album. I had a blast putting it together. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.